Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
Houston, this is Station. We are ready.
NASA Communications, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Station for a voice check.
Station, this is Courtney Beasley with NASA Communications. How do you hear me?
Good afternoon, Courtney. We've got you loud and clear.
I have you all loud and clear as well. It's great to see all of you, and thanks for joining us today for our On Orbit news conference. We'll be taking questions from the media on our phone bridge today, but before we get started, I'll toss it over to Commander Nick Hague for opening remarks. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, thanks, Courtney. So I think, as most of you know, there was a series of decisions that was made last July and August timeframe to balance the safe return of Butch and Sunny along with continuing the ISS mission. And one of those decisions was to modify Crew 9, the complement of Crew 9. And so in late September, Alex and I launched as a crew of 2 with 2 empty seats to come to the space station and rapidly integrate Butch and Sunny into Crew 9 and then continue to serve out the duration of Crew 9's planned time on orbit as members of Expedition 72. I say all of that just to set up 2 points that I'd like to start off today with. The first is that this mission, the mission of the space station, the scientific exploration, is something that we deeply believe in. Its ability to make a positive impact for all of humanity. And it's that belief that allows us to take those risks, risks of putting yourself on top of a rocket and launching into space, the risks of living on board an outpost that's orbiting in the cold vacuum of space, and even the risk of developing a new spacecraft to get us to and from the space station. And so the mission is very important to us. The second aspect that I wanted to touch on is just the privilege it's been to be able to bear witness to the professionalism that's been on demonstration every day, and the way that that Butch and Sunny have taken everything that's been thrown at them, and the way that they have responded to that has been an example. But it's not just Butch and Sunny. I think that the occurrences over the past year have actually impacted almost all of the members of the U.S. Astronaut Corps and our international partners and their families. And so there are ripple effects. And to see how that community has responded to this just makes me proud to be part of that legacy of dedicated service, part of that group. It's a privilege to be a colleague of all of theirs. And so that legacy here in a few short days, Crew 10 is going to arrive, and we're going to hand the baton to Crew 10, and we are going to return to Earth at the end of a successful long-duration mission aboard the space station, performing that mission that we so deeply care about. And that handover will mark the continuation of a legacy that's been going on board the space station for 25 years. And so with that, we're happy to answer your questions.
Thank you, Nick. We'll go ahead and jump right into questions from our media. Just a reminder to press *1 when you are ready to ask your question. Our first question comes from Marcia Dunn with the Associated Press.
Hi, I'm hoping you can hear me. For Butch and Sunny, what's it like to wake up one day in space and find yourself in the center of a political story? I'm referring to the comments a month ago made by President Trump and Elon Musk regarding your return.
Obviously, we've heard some of these different things that have been said. I can tell you at the outset, all of us have the utmost respect for Mr. Musk, and obviously respect and admiration for our President of the United States, Donald Trump. We appreciate them. We appreciate all that they do for us, for human spaceflight, for our nation. And we're thankful that they are in the positions they're in. The words they've said, politics, I mean, that's part of life. We understand that. And there's an important reason why we have a political system and the political system that we do have. And we're behind it 100%. We know what we've lived up here. We know the ins and outs and the specifics that they may not be privy to. And I'm sure that they have some issues that they are dealing with, information that they have that we are not privy to. So when I think about your question, that's part of life. We are on board with it. We support our nation. We support our nation's leaders, and we're thankful for them.
Our next question comes from Emily with NBC News.
Hey there, thanks for taking my question. Butch and Sunny, your resilience and positivity really has shined through, but what has been the most challenging aspect about the changing timeline in space? And on the flip side, what will you miss most about space?
Hey, thanks, Emily, for that question, because immediately it brings to mind family and all the people on the ground who support us. So, you know, it's been a roller coaster for them, probably a little bit more so than for us. You know, we're here, we have a mission, we're just doing what we do every day, and, you know, every day is interesting because we're up in space and it's a lot of fun. So I think the hardest part is, you know, having the folks on the ground have to not know exactly when we're coming back. Know, of course, that we are coming back with Crew 9, but, you know, all of that uncertainty, I think, is probably the most difficult part. And, you know, it takes a little time just to have that conversation with them on a daily basis and say, hey, we're coming back before long, so, you know, don't make all those plans without me. You know, we'll be back before too long. And I think, you know, what are you going to miss about space? Everything about space. You know, this has been Butch and my third flight to the International Space Station. We helped put it together. We've been up here seeing it change throughout all these years, do a lot of science up here. I think just the fact that we're living up here in this very unique place gives you an amazing perspective, not only, you know, out the window, obviously, but also just on how to solve problems. I don't want to lose that spark of inspiration and that perspective when I leave, so I'm going to have to bottle it somehow.
Our next question is from Mark Strassman with CBS News.
Hey, everyone. Good to see all of you, talk to all of you. Look forward to seeing you back at home. I've got two questions. First one is for Nick and Sunny. Through no fault or wish of your own, this mission became political, also political back in the U.S., is this drive to downsize government, federal agencies, including NASA. Are you all at all concerned, try that again, are you at all concerned that your NASA teammates could be distracted by that push to downsize? And then, Butch, you get the easier one. We're all the product of our life experiences, and this extended business trip of yours certainly qualifies. What is your life lesson or takeaway from these 9 months in space?
So, Mark, I guess I'm going to start with the hard question as you defined it. You know, up here we're a little bit insulated from a lot of what's going on down on the ground. But one thing we're not insulated from is how the operational team is functioning. And so on a daily basis, on a minute by minute basis, we're in contact with the ground. That team is supporting us, and it's not just in Houston; it's the entire NASA and international apparatus that's supporting us. And that support from the first day that I showed up here to today has been unwavering, and we're firing on all cylinders.
Well, in answer to your question, I can tell you honestly, my feeling on all of this goes back to my faith. It's bound in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He is working out His plan and His purposes for His glory throughout all of humanity, and how that plays into our lives is significant and important. And however that plays out, and I am content because I understand that. I understand that He's at work in all things. Some things are for the good. Go to Hebrews chapter 11. Some things look to us to be not so good, but it's all working out for His good for those that will believe. And that's the answer. So thanks for asking.
Our next question is from Gina Sinceri with ABC News.
This question is for Sunny. Sunny, I was talking to some kids who were talking about Gorby's tattoos, and they want to know what dogs you have now, and have they missed you, and how much are you looking forward to seeing them when you come home?
Oh, that's a great question. I think, it's probably hardest, getting back to the other question, for my dogs, although thank God they don't really know time that well. But yes, I have two Labrador Retrievers right now, Gunner and Rotor, who have been having boy time with my husband, and I think they'll be very happy for Mom to come home. So I'm excited to see my labs when I get back. And yes, these were Gorby's footprints.
Our next question is from Lauren Grush with Bloomberg.
Hi, good to talk to you. This is for Butch and Sunny. Following up on the topic of politics, part of the discussion has been a claim that the decisions surrounding the timing of your return were influenced by politics and that there was an option to come home earlier. I'm just wondering if you feel like politics influenced the decision, and would you have wanted to come home earlier?
From my standpoint, politics has not played into this at all. From our standpoint, I think that they would agree. We came up prepared to stay long, even though we planned to stay short. That's what we do in human spaceflight. That's what your nation's human spaceflight program is all about, planning for unknown, unexpected contingencies. And we did that. And that's why we flowed, as Nick said, right into Crew 9, into Expedition 72, as we did. And it was somewhat of a seamless transition because we had planned ahead for it and we were prepared.
Nick, Sunny, and Butch, thank you for your time today, and we're looking forward to having you home soon. Thanks for joining.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you to all the participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.